The next thing I'd like to talk about is illusion, or living in illusion. And what is living in illusion? I like to think about a movie, going to the movie to express what that is from my perspective. If we sit in a movie, there's a projector, there's the film, and then there's the screen. So I like to look at the projector as our life, the film as the stories in our life, and the world as the screen. So what's happening, like when we go to a movie, we get caught up in the movie. And it looks very real to us, even though if we look at it objectively, there's nothing real about the movie. It's all planned. Nothing we see on the screen virtually has ever happened, actually. The person who's directing it doesn't even show up in the movie. The sound is coming from speakers around us. And these visuals are coming from a movie moving at a certain rate through the projector at so many frames per second. That's what's happening. And yet, we can get so caught up that we can cry and get angry and emote and do all these things. And if you look at our lives, the difference is, in so many ways as I see it, is that in our lives, the movies frequently never end. Unlike when the lights come up, the sound goes off, in the movie, we get up and leave. And usually, that's the end of it. But not in our life. The movies in our lives, we may be telling over and over for a lifetime and never realize they were stories in our heads. And remember, those stories really had qualities, attributes that expressed whatever the emotion is around whatever we're imagining or seeing in ourselves. So the truth of the matter is, the world is nothing but our mirror, our reflection, no different than a movie. What a movie is doing in terms of we being the projector and our stories being the movie and the screen being the world is reflecting back to us who we are, what we're doing, how we're acting, etc. That's what's happening. And these qualities are expressing that, but we rarely look at those qualities. So again, I'm suggesting to you is to check out the qualities that you experience or sensations around anything going on in your life. The universe always rearranges itself to accommodate our perception of reality. It always does. So what's real is only what we perceive to be real. Nothing more, nothing less. So as the final chapter or the final video in this series, I think it's an important topic because we tend to think things are real because of what we experience in them. And the only thing that's true about them is our perception of what we experience. So perception is something that we all do in our own way and frequently, as I said, think it's true. But it's only true for us. There's nothing true about our perception. And remember, as the universe always rearranges itself to accommodate our perception of reality. So that's important because frequently we project onto others about what is happening in our lives and who's creating what. But the truth is, for instance, no one creates our reaction. That's our doing. They could trigger it, but they can't create our reaction. That's about us. And that's what we have to take responsible for. We have to take responsibility for our perceptions. And they are our perceptions. So the more we do that, the more we're likely to stay into balance. And again, going back to the qualities, the attributes, they're going to reflect that in terms of whatever's going on in our lives. So what I'd like to remind us again, as I end the series here, is that the more we could check on the qualities, the attributes, in terms of the sensations we feel in our bodies, in terms of how we feel, the more accurate we're going to get a reflection and expression of what's going on in our lives. So that's what I'd like to leave with you, and to, again, remind you that the book that I've written, which should be soon on my website, onehealthyself.com, is entitled Ayurveda, a layman's guide to understand and practice the science of life. And in that book, I'll have a much more broad, expansive explanation of all these points that I've been making on these series of videos. And hopefully you will learn more from that and enjoy it, of course. And let me know. I always would like to know how you feel, what it's done, if anything. And I want to thank you for being part of this experience of sharing these videos. And I wish you the very best. Namaste.